Hello everyone, John Runner 88 here with another Star Wars figure review, and this time it is Krrsantan, Deluxe Krrsantan from the Vintage Collection. From his appearance in The Book of Boba Fett, we have this big old beefy Wookiee boy, and he's fantastic. I am so happy that we got him in the line because we've only had Chewbacca. We've had just Chewie, 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 Chewie. Every time we get a Wookiee, it's just Chewie. We haven't had any Wookiees since like the Revenge of the Sith line. Like around then, they made like the Wookiee Warrior, and they pumped that out a few times with like a few different kind of paint apps designs to it. Um, and I hope they do that with this guy because they've got so many parts here that they could reuse. Pretty much the whole body except for the head, and you'd give him different hands and stuff, but other than that, everything is like separate pieces. They'd probably have to do like different fur here because the belt is kind of like an indented portion on the hair, but underneath is just a random like waist piece, so they can put any kind of overlay on that and give us Tarful. Wouldn't that be great? Wouldn't you want a Tarful? That'd be awesome. And just a Wookiee Warrior. They could give us a Wookiee Warrior pack. It'd probably be like $100, but people would buy it, right? Maybe. But yeah, let's get into it. He holds his weapon pretty nicely, and it's a nice solid piece of plastic. This thing you'll have to really snap that in half to get it to warp. And this piece comes off for whatever reason, just like unplugs. These like scopes on top. I'm assuming that was just because they were probably snapped off in the molding process in some way. But yeah, nice blaster. It's got a little paint on the side. But we'll put that there and let's take a look at Krrsantan. He's got this overlay here, which is great. Again, you can just like take that off and have just a nice Wookiee body under there because there's not like an indent in the fur to make it like fit him better. It's just like it's just an overlay, which does get in the way of putting his arms like straight down and stuff. And when you put his arms up, it kind of pushes it, but that's how it would function in the show and stuff. So kind of whatever there. He's got his braids and everything painted, which is nice. He's got some paint around his face. I think he could have used a little more white. I might do that on my own at some point, but he looks good. And for mine, I feel like his eyes are a little off, but I think it's the sculpt and not so much like the printing because I looked at the promo shots and the sculpt and the eyes on that looked a little kind of off too. But I mean, you look at him from that side, it looks good. Just straight on, he looks a little. Yeah, this eye looks like it kind of pokes in a little bit. But I'm a nitpick about that kind of thing. He's got the ball jointed hips, which is awesome. His knee's a little tight, so I would be careful. Get like kind of a grip around it if you are um, bending it. Don't want to put too much force on the peg in there. The feet are, articulation is just hindered by the fur around it, but he's got the articulation there. It's just not as articulated. It's hindered, but that happens. It's the design. What are you gonna do? We will marvel at it. That's what we'll do. So put him to the back there. And we'll look at the other accessories because he's a deluxe. See, he's a deluxe. He's got the little sunburst on the box. Looking good. It's got all the different accessories on the back there, which makes him a deluxe. It's blurry, but you get the idea. We'll look at him nice and up close in a second after we get rid of that blur. So he's got his cup. It's a nice cup. Looks good with your Navarro Cantina set. They keep cups like that because, they get all sorts of clientele, so. We've also got the Melloon fruit, Melloron, however you want to say it. Woo. It's nice and out of focus. It's got little bumps on it. It's nice. Fits in his specific fruit hands that he comes with, which is, you know, a thing now that we get in our deluxe sets. We get fruit hands. See? Holds it nice and good. Not going to fall out. He's got 2 of those big grippy hands. You can also use this with like holding some weapons if you want. It's a little too big to hold this here. Kind of, I mean, you can definitely do it, but it's just gonna, slip right out. And then it comes with 2 fist hands, one of which I put the little zappy taser bits on, and I'm a little. They're all right. I don't like the shape of them though. I feel like they didn't need the things on the side. I think they could have easily have just been out of focus the whole time. But they kind of like, they look a little weird, kind of like off to the sides like that. I think if they just did like the top part and it just like sat on top of the spikes, I think it would have looked, or would have worked fine. Because I actually had a hard time until before doing this video. Like right before this video, I actually got it on this fist. They actually weren't like fitting on there very good for me. And you really have to like stretch them out, which is a little annoying. But I mean, they fit on these other hands just as well. You can see it kind of loops around. And that's that. So yeah, probably, I mean, a lot of people are like, hey, he's a deluxe figure, he doesn't come with that many accessories. I mean, he comes with more than the Black Series, which is nice, but we're also paying that price, which is, the price is too much to begin with, yes, it is too much. I think $20 would have been a good price for these before they just started jacking the price up more and more. But I think $20 or like a couple bucks over that, but almost $30 when you add tax in. That's a tough pill to swallow for a lot of these. I might start not pre-ordering these deluxes and maybe trying to get them cheap on Amazon's like warehouse list, because most figures pop up there unless it's like clone troopers. Those sell pretty quick, or like a stormtrooper. But any like named character like this, they usually hit the Amazon warehouse, and you can get them for a few bucks off and stuff. And it's just, just damaged package usually. I know sometimes it can be missing items, but usually it's just a big old crease in the package and they deem it unsellable in the traditional means. But he's a big, bulky boy. See him next to Fennec Shand. He's like almost 2 inches taller than her, and it's pretty sweet. He's just a big old boy. And then I'll put him next to Chewie real quick. A lot of people were saying that, I think more so in the Black Series, saying that he was a little too short, but you can see next to this goofy looking Chewie, he's a little shorter, but he'd probably just take Chewie to town, just mess him up real good. But yeah, we definitely need a new Chewie body. We shouldn't have a Wookiee in the line with more articulation and better detail than the main Wookiee. So hopefully Hasbro can do something about that, because these swivel hips ain't doing it. But you know what is doing it? Krrsantan's doing it. He's doing it for me. He's doing everything. He's fantastic. It looks great. Did you pick him up? Did you get Krrsantan? Do you have BK? The big boy? Do you? Let me know in the comments if you do. Or else BK is going to come after you. And you don't want that to happen. You saw what happened to Boba Fett. Pulled him right out of that bacta tank. But yeah, did you pick him up? Let me know in the comments down there. That'll be cool. And yeah, follow me here if you haven't. Do the whole subscribe thing. Go check out my Instagram. It's also JohnRunner88 over there as well. And I think that's going to about do it for this one. Thanks for watching, everybody. Bye, guys.